Welcome to another episode of The Breaks Radio. I'm one of your hosts, CEO Hayes. We're joined by the full squad today. You already know the first lady's up first, Miss Mary Almonte's in the building.
You're
Followed by the great one, Baylor the Great.
Yay, ready to slap some shit up.
And then Marquise, the hip hop historian, is also in the building.
I won't be Petty Kruger or nothing, but yeah, motherfuckers is funny as hell.
Man, listen, let's talk about the smack heard around the world first. Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. I'm sure everybody by now has seen it, heard about it, seen the memes. This shit is fucking hilarious, but I want to talk about it from a real standpoint. Where do you guys sit at with that whole situation? Who do you think? Do you think Will was in the wrong? Do you think he should have handled it afterwards? Where do you guys currently sit at it? Mary, go ahead. I'll let you take this one first.
all right. I'm very happy to get this off because then I plan to never speak about this again because it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's crazy how. So I'll start with that, right? I feel like it's crazy how taken aback everybody is by this. I get that it is the Oscars, and yes, it's like this grand platform that has never been disrespected in such a way before. But for those of us out there with hood sensibilities, this kind of shit happens every day. Like people get slapped every day, B. Like you go to a family cookout and everybody got an uncle that talked too much and says something they shouldn't say and gets slapped and the affair continues on, right? Like, so I feel like I think there's a good percentage of us out there that are of this ilk that are looking at it that way. I mean, listen, in the beginning, I think most people, because I definitely did think that it was like a publicity stunt or a part of the script, because it was like very crazy how in the beginning you see Will actually laughing along with the joke, and then you see him look over at Jada and you see Jada's face and she looked very pained. And I feel like that was when his like protective instincts kind of kicked in and he just waltzed on up to the stage. It was like a wrestling move the way his slap was so well orchestrated, and then just turned around and walked off. It wasn't until you heard this screaming after, which by the way, most US media outlets didn't share. So it was like, I think only Japanese and Australian outlets really were sharing the uncensored screaming of him saying, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth" twice. That then you realize, okay, this is feeling kind of real. So, obviously everyone processing this, it was so out of character for Will, right? Like normally he's like the likable black guy, like, in the place. But I think for people, and I saw this broken down somewhere else, I can't remember who, I mean, I sent it to a bunch of you. I don't remember who cited it, but I do feel like it was really poignant for me that basically the basis of this can be found kind of in his book, The Will autobiography that he dropped earlier this year. And, in the book, he describes watching his mother get physically abused by his father and feeling very helpless in that moment. And it being like one of his life's regrets to not have protected the most important woman in his life. And it seems like he might be carrying those feelings still. And that could have been a part of what kicked in that moment, right? Like feeling like he needed to protect the most important woman in his life now in the way that he didn't as a child. So that's one, I think, very viable cause to this. But then you also have all of the media like hoopla that he's been a part of, his marriage kind of being disrespected and dragged openly in the media for the past, I want to say 2 years now, right? Like he might have just had enough. And it definitely, and maybe he took it out on Chris Rock. I will say kudos to Chris Rock for his composure with that, because I don't care where we at. If somebody smacks me, it's about to be on and popping. We would have been scrapping on that stage and they would have had to cut to a commercial break real quick. But so I do think Chris Rock isn't getting his credit enough for being able to hold the Brooklyn in, because Will definitely brought West Philly with him to the Oscars that night. But I mean, listen, I'll wrap it up because I've been talking a while. But I feel like, listen, he definitely deserved that Oscar. I mean, again, another thing I guess to discuss about that is that the Williams family doesn't seem to have appreciated him kind of using, their father's struggles to justify his behavior or sort of juxtapositioning it. So that's kind of come out in the days since. And then the other thing that I just literally heard hours ago is that the Oscars actually asked him to leave after that incident and he refused.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, this just came out. This is kind of breaking news right now. And to me, that's really wild because it's like normally when you choose violence, you then choose to leave voluntarily. Like who smacks somebody and is like, you know what, I'm gonna sit right here now. So I don't know. I think there's just a lot going on. I'm not a psychologist, but I definitely feel like there's a lot of unpacking that needs to happen here. So, and kudos to his publicist, Will's publicist, because that apology that was swiftly, put out via his social media was definitely well worded and, well timed and just what a publicist probably should do in this situation. So those are my thoughts.
All right. Mary just got it all off. Marquis, what are your thoughts on it?
There you go.
Come on, bro. Add something.
What she said. My first thought, again, and everybody can say, if this is a white person, would he have done it? If this was The Rock, would he have done it? We can ask those questions all day. I think the problem for me with Will is sometimes he displays this inauthentic persona. Him crying on stage and everything. The same thing we saw with him and on Viv. It seems like he does this more just to make us see him as a protector or a person who's taking care of people. So we don't look at him like he's a narcissist or anything like that. So I don't know how to take him. What's honest, what's not, unfortunately. I've always liked Will Smith as an actor. You can see how controlling it is, especially when they show the video of him reciting all the words for each character on the Fresh Prince. You know what I mean? Like he has to understand and kind of control the narrative, everything. And I know you brought it up, and every movie he's in, he has to be a superhero because he wants to save, women and everything. But it seems like he always puts himself into roles or positions where he has to control the narrative. Whenever he's looked at as a bad guy, it always has to be the good guy, no matter in the marriage, the entanglement, or in Suicide Squad when he was a compassionate homicidal killer. You know what I mean? It always has to be that side of Will Smith. So I don't know how to take him. And it's not as Kanye-ish, but he has an opportunity. I mean, if whatever conversations happen after this, whatever anyone learns, and this is how we move forward, and if he's a staple to be a part of those conversations where it's not just about the violence, and like you said, somebody does disrespect, shit might pop off. Won't be on camera or whatever, but, and even if it is, oh well, just get used to it. This is who the fuck we are. We're here now. But that's my take on it. There's a lot. Right. You can unpack that if you want.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a lot to unpack here. Baylor, anything you got to add?
I thought that shit was staged. After, he said what he said about keep my wife's name out your mouth twice. The way he strolled off, I was like, all right, so this might be real. But in the back of my head, I'm like, well, maybe this is to show the Oscars that he deserves a damn Oscar and he should have won a while ago. Also to help out Chris Rock, which is definitely what's happening right now because his ticket prices did go up.
Yep, way up too. Not by a little bit, way up.
That's what I'm saying. So I thought all this shit was an extreme rollout. And I wouldn't be surprised if later on down in life we find out they just stuck with it and it was set up. But I'm going to roll with it really happened. He was really upset. It was kind of weak because he did laugh at the joke. And by the way, I don't know if it has come out or not because I did find out that, yeah, they did ask him to leave. But what I don't know is if Chris Rock knew about Jada's condition. And I didn't even think the joke, I'm not going to say the joke was that bad because I don't want to make light of it, but the shit was Oscar funny. It wasn't funny to me at all. It was like, ha, 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 I get it. Let's move on.
Yeah.
But
it's alopecia. Like that's the thing. It's alopecia. Like, and I don't want to make light of it, but this is the same place where they made fun of Charlie Sheen having AIDS the year after he came out that he was HIV positive. Now that's a joke that I can say people not making. The alopecia, like the G.I. Jane thing, that was just that was a light lob to me. I've seen much worse.
Yeah, and I mean, but we can all agree that it wasn't that joke though. It was the fact that it was a lot of shit been building up, especially between with Chris Rock involved in previous, I guess you can call it slander or whatever. But no, I think at the end of the day, I don't care for the Oscars. So to those BLM warriors saying, you know, we shouldn't be looking bad in front, I don't give a shit about that goddamn platform. But I will say this: you could have slapped that nigga anywhere except for live TV. Y'all could have waited. You could have waited till you after you got the award at Puff's party, wherever y'all ended up at. You could have slapped him then. You decided to do. Now this is going to go down as one of the biggest things in history because of the platform. But man, I don't know, man. I think he needs some help at this point.
Oh, he definitely needs some help.
I just want to say though, I want to be his level of unbothered because did you see him partying like it was 1999 in that after party and not missing a beat with all of his like holding his Oscar like.
But shout out to Rock though. He handled it pretty good. I think even his rebuttal after the slap was pretty good. You know what I mean? But I didn't, and I wasn't watching it. I just caught the clip, and then when they started showing, you know, afterwards, I'm like, bro, you just embarrassed this man on TV like that. And then you know, of course, the Will Warriors is going to say, well, he embarrassed his wife first. Dog, your wife embarrassed you first. If you want to be real with it.
I think
we're not getting into that.
I can be honest with you. An open hand slap
is the most disrespectful thing. That's like second.
That says that Will thought Chris Rock was not a threat at all. You don't open hand smack somebody that can hit you back. You try to put them on their ass the first hit. So yeah,
it's like he challenged him to a duel, engaged in fisticuffs.
Oh man! All right, Bill. I'm sorry. I stepped on you. Anything left you got left to say, brother?
No, I can't wait to hear what Chris Rock has to say. I think he's actually probably. I think he's performing right now in Boston.
Oh well, there you go. I mean, the thing is that since he's on tour, he might as well save all that for the tour because people can't wait to hear it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a long part of that show that's built around that shit. So yeah. Let's go ahead and move on. Go ahead.
I have a really quick thought though that I do want to add. I think that it was such a big night, and I don't know if I'm segueing into something next, but it was such a big night for the culture, kind of in an unprecedented way. That's my only negative feeling about like that overshadowing all of the other, you know, awards. I mean, my chick Ariana DeBose from West Side Story won, and that's huge for the Afro-Latina community, but also huge for the LGBTQ community. You know, we can't even forget, and like ironically, this is what came next, but Questlove's award for Summer of Soul. Like, what?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yep, Samuel L. Jackson, like who was another one that should have won a long time ago. So what's upsetting, I think, to me is that no one is talking about any of those things. And those were huge moments for us. So
Meg being the first female hip hop artist to perform.
Yes, and the Encanto soundtrack at that, which was annoyingly amazing.
I'm over that soundtrack. My kids.
I know, me too. But you know, respect is due.
If I hear the name Bruno, I'm likely to snap. The next person.
Well, that's why we don't talk about him. No.
That's a fact. let's move on. Coyle Leray has announced the release date and cover art for her next album. Now we're talking about this strictly because I have teenage daughters. Coyle Leray is big for the youngins. So I think we did need to talk about it. Anybody excited for this album at all though?
Hell no.
No.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I'm interested to see what the Earth Gang feature she has sounds like. We didn't review Earth Gang's album. We'll have to get to that. So, all right, nothing on the Coyle Ray. Let's move right the fucking along. Donald Glover has announced that he is working on new music. Now I thought he retired, but apparently he's working on a new project. Anybody excited for Donald Glover? Childish Gambino music, Marquis. Come on, man. You got something. You got to be excited about Childish Gambino, right?
I'm glad Atlanta's back.
We'll talk about it. God damn it. This is a tough crowd, Baylor.
I wouldn't say excited, but I'm interested to hear what it's gonna sound like.
Okay.
It's something I'm gonna tap into as soon as it drops. Absolutely.
I'm more excited about what he's working on with Malia Obama as a writer. So
I'm always going to be interested in anything Donald Glover works on because he is such and we'll talk about Atlanta towards the end of the show, but there's never been a Donald Glover project that I didn't like, but there's never been a Donald Glover project either that I felt was great. He just kind of drops solid music. So,
and I will add to that, when he does those one-offs, like This Is America, and like that's perfect. Yeah. I think he has on his album, he always has 2 or 3 songs that you're like, this is dope, and the rest is kind of like background filler, and that's why I'm like, I'm okay. If it comes out, I'll have it in the background. But I do appreciate those 2 or 3 songs that make you like, okay, this dude is a genius.
Yeah. Like Redbone is a Negro spiritual at this point. Go ahead, baby.
I was gonna say maybe he just needs to step away from the film side, from the writing side, to focus on the music. Maybe he's not putting all into the music.
Or just do what Cardi B does.
Just drop singles.
That's it. That's what I think you should do.
All right, Mary, what's your thought on that? You think Childish Gambino should just drop singles?
He got more talent. Cardi.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, let's see what this project is about. But
I mean, where do you stand on most of Childish Gambino's projects? Do you like me? Do you think that they've been good but not great? Like, where do you usually sit with this?
I agree. I feel like what has been near great has been just like a single here or there.
Okay.
Was Guava Island his production or was that Riri?
No, that was his.
That was
I
his.
believe. Yeah.
Very weird.
For sure. For sure.
It's like room temperature water.
Yeah. But that's what you should drink, you know.
And hydrate your body better when it's room temperature.
Right.
Let's move on.
Just real quick, here's an analogy. His albums to me are like 808 and Heartbreaks. They have some of those songs you like, and the rest of it is like, you might be making this more than what it really is.
I feel you. I have no rebuttal for that. Let's move on. Mariah Carey and Lotto dropped a Big Energy remix.
So, that wasn't no fucking remix. That was the extended version. That wasn't bro. That wasn't no remix. I turned that shit on. I was like, this was just she just added herself onto Mariah's song. I'm not gonna say that to her face because apparently she can get violent.
Interesting, Marquis.
It's cool.
Listen. Hey, y'all gotta wait. Fuck it. Let's get into it. Black people like rock too. Marquis, what the hell you got for us, bro?
All right, so our man from the Foo Fighters has passed away. Everybody's heard about this already, right? The drummer, Taylor Hawkins. I guess it's still ongoing. What's going on and everything, but I know we talked about this band a lot. When I first heard them, I was like, he's from Nirvana. This isn't gonna happen. He's not gonna make it. But band is actually pretty fucking good. So, just asking you guys, if there's any particular songs that stood out to you, would love to know, sharing how I do with my quick time with Key. Just a couple of songs and why.
Okay. I'll start. Best of You. Easy.
Why?
That's. I mean, it's just a
I know.
powerful ass song. Like it's literally it's a powerful ass song, and I
Yeah.
love powerful music, and I remember that was back when I still somewhat watched music videos. The music video, to my knowledge, wasn't anything special, but I would let that motherfucker play every time because that song is something special to me.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll co-sign that. I'll throw in my hero there
Okay.
too.
You gotta.
Yeah, yeah. But honestly, I mean, they're dope. So
Yeah,
this is a real loss for sure.
for sure.
And they were in the midst of touring, so that's what makes it even more crazy.
Just had the film that dropped that was actually pretty solid as a comedy horror film.
Yeah.
The soundtrack was actually pretty dope. You know that, right? They took Under
Yeah.
Persona and dropped the whole album
Yeah.
of a heavy metal. Oh my god.
What about you, Baylor?
Conjugation.
Great song.
Mm.
Great song. Okay.
I wouldn't have thought about that one at all until
That's
you
a
just
great
said that.
song.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give y'all because I'm a huge Foo Fighter fan. So yeah, my hero is definitely gonna be up there. Everlong, Learn to Fly, and I didn't like that album, Learn to Fly, for a while, but that grew on me. The Best of You obviously is one of the greatest ones all my life. And two songs that a lot of people don't know about because they're on B-sides. Number one was The Never Ending Sigh, which is fucking clever, but it's actually a beautiful song. And he did a cover of Darling Nikki, Prince's Darling Nikki. And his version was amazing.
I'm gonna have to go listen
Wow,
to that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It was fucking amazing.
You didn't mention Run. Run doesn't make
I
your
said
list
that.
though.
Didn't
Oh,
I
you
say
didn't
that?
say Run?
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
No,
think you did.
We Run. Oh my
Okay.
god, absolutely, we Run.
All right.
Run.
Cool.
Shame. Yeah.
All right, let's get into our TV show section. Power, Force, Mary. This
I'm
show's
behind.
Are you?
I'm behind. Yep. I was away this weekend, remember?
Oh
So-
yeah. This the last couple of episodes haven't really hit for me. I watched this
Not the
episode
last one.
No, the last episode I watched twice because I felt like, listen, I should have like maybe I just didn't pay attention. And the second time I watched it, I was like, yeah, nothing really to me happened this episode.
We had a body.
We did. But I mean, so that was the last like 90 seconds of the episode. It wasn't enough for me.
Yeah, but that was a big body.
I mean, it was a small body.
It was a small body, but it's going to cause more
You
chaos
saw
in
it
the future.
coming.
I
We
know
all
what it
saw
is,
it
so you don't
coming.
have
Oh,
to
you
speak
do?
code. Yeah.
See, listen,
I
All
Twitter
saw it
spoiler.
coming.
They are getting rid of all the ugly people that Mary doesn't want on these shows. Like, listen, they're taking notes. Like,
Well, they need to head over to Bel Air too.
well, shit, that's half the damn cast. But shit,
They're about to start a war though. It's about to be a war though because he about
Yeah.
to trip. He about to
I
trip
bet.
now.
yeah, he about to flip the fuck out. That's for sure.
But you
Um,
know that some of that blood is on him though.
A lot of it is on him because
Yeah.
had he left her alone, it would have been all good.
Not even that though. Take the other key.
That's true too. Yeah. Marquis, you caught up on Power?
Yeah, I feel like you. I'm being let down.
Like,
I'm anxious for nothing. It's like in reverse for me. I should have been excited about the shit and jumping on the stuff that you guys are excited about. Now I'm on it. It's like this is what I was excited for.
bro, like this season, I still think it's gonna end strong. That was so we have 2 more episodes, I think, but I felt like that, like nothing happened. I feel like they wrote that episode knowing who was gonna die at the end and figured that was gonna be enough, and it wasn't. That episode was boring as shit, man.
Shout out to Freddie Gibbs though.
Shout out to Freddie Gibbs. Shout out to Freddie Gibbs for sure. That motherfucker's eye bothers me.
Man, that eye is over there.
That eye is a motherfucker, bro.
Well,
That eye is a
in
motherfucker.
related news though, 50 is really turning up the heat on Instagram to complain about stars
Yeah.
and how they're stupidly like making a dark hole for 6 months here.
And you know what? I agree with 50 on that one. It doesn't make any sense to have 6, and it's not like they don't have the content. It's not like they don't have anything else to replace the hole. I could see if they had like a new series debuting or something where it wasn't going to be any power, but like to just have a hole in their schedule when you have these shows that people love and eat up in the Power series, it doesn't really make any sense. We definitely thought that it was going to be Raising Kanan was going to be short on the hills after Power Force, and it's not happening.
You think Freddie Gibbs is doing a good job with creating this fake beef with Benny the Butcher to bring more viewers over to?
Oh man, that's gonna have to be a topic that we do one day. The biggest fake beefs in hip hop history.
Yeah, that's
All
a good.
right,
That is a
moving
good one,
on.
actually.
Snowfall. We got part 2 of what was one of the most exciting episodes of Snowfall ever.
Mm-hmm.
We got to watch it again tonight. New episode comes on tonight. Where you guys
Yeah.
sitting with Snowfall so far?
All right, shit getting out of control. Okay, now watching all these movies that's being made over there on the East Coast and the Midwest. I listen to y'all talk about how the landscape is and this, that, and the third. Let me explain something. Yes, were there some backyards with some exotic animals in the back? Absolutely. We never seen those fucking animals come to light. Okay, where in the hell do you get a 700-pound tiger?
Joe
Okay.
Exotica. Joe Exotica.
Okay, where do you get that shit? And I get it. You was just in a gunfight or whatever, in a shootout. You're panicking and things like that. Where's your squabbles, my nigga? Where's your squabbles? That's for one. But it was a lot of shit that was like, come on, y'all just adding some shit now. Y'all putting the sliders all the way up on 2K right now. This is not even it's not even believable. But shit is moving along. I don't even know. We still don't know who the hell is shooting at Franklin and them, right?
No, we do. We found out in the episode.
We did. Who was it?
It's Franklin Boyd's brother. Remember who his friend that he killed in the second season is his brother.
Yeah. You're right.
Which, you know what? Until I went back and watched it, I did not realize that's the same dude who's in Raising Kanan. That's the uncle who got caught on fire. I didn't. It had been so long since I saw him on Snowfall. I didn't realize. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd they get the tiger from?
Marquis, Snowfall.
Minus the tiger, I love it.
Okay.
Again, this is a good follow up. I'm excited to see what happens next. That little exchange with him, them two at the baseball field, I loved it. I mean, didn't you say they need a new villain?
Yeah.
There you go. And that was a villain. That demeanor was real. Like, that was intense. I felt that. I loved every bit of it.
Every threat hit without them saying it threatening.
It's like both of them, like Lil Franklin.
Yeah.
I remember, that was me. Oh my God. The director of this show, how they make each moment matter, especially when it's that intense. And now, especially when the nurse telling, I'm in love with you, I want you, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know where that's going. That's just weird. But all the other moments that lead up, even from family to family, everybody with Franklin involved, and the whole fact that, what's her name? Angelique? I forgot her name. She left now. She's, that's, you can't tell me you can take everything and then next moment you out. That bothers me. That did bother me. But as far as all these other intimate moments, I love it. Absolutely love it.
One of the best written shows on TV.
Absolutely.
Harry, you got anything to add?
I agree with everything that's been said. Like, I think we had said it last week. Like, it really does feel like the intensity is back to where it was in season 1, which, we needed. The baby mama is still getting on my nerves.
Because she's ugly?
Well, besides that, and she's got awful feet.
She snitched on herself, too.
Go ahead.
By
looks like he has a thought.
By bringing up her mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely something important. What are we thinking about Peaches?
Dead with AIDS.
I think that nigga in the hospital.
Mine with AIDS, yep.
Yep.
Right next to Easy.
But then where's that $5 million?
That's a good
We're
question.
about to find out.
Did he grab it so he could get the cure?
With magic?
With magic?
That's why you my nigga, bro. I was just about to say the same thing. Oh man.
Nigga in
Hey,
LA, right? For the Lakers.
Marquise, I got you. Look, outside of that Tiger, everything has been great.
Mm.
I just can't with you.
Baylor, you motherfucker.
And how do we know it was a tiger and not a lion? Well, like no, it was a tiger. Sorry.
I was about to
You
say,
get that
Mary, what
tiger
kind of
blood.
shit you been smoking, Mary? That was a failed drug test right there. That's
We get that tiger blood.
It's
Oh,
late.
man. Jesus. Moving on, Atlanta, the return. 4 years in the making. Atlanta, 2 episodes dropped. Who wants to take Atlanta away first?
Well, I want to preface this by saying I only saw the first one,
Okay.
Okay.
which has left me very.
That's where I got left too.
No.
The second episode really fixes it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And that's what I was gonna say. He okay. Remember Florida Man,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That didn't tie into the season, but it built around the whole theme of how insane this season is going to be, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what this is. That's how it took the first episode. He took something that really happened, expanded upon it, and tied it into how simple his problems are. Like what he's about to go. Like your problems are major because of the world you live in, especially being in Amsterdam and all that. But you got what you got. What's going on, man?
Yeah, as a lion.
that tiger up in there.
Everything ain't great.
That tiger got loose.
No, not for nothing though. What we didn't talk about is Oso. Oso is a G.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
How the heck did he figure out that little plan?
But the way, man, yeah, that was.
And then, not for nothing, the scene where he brought the essays back, I was like, "Yo, that my anxiety was on a trillion because that was a real roll of the dice." The tiger could have got him. You know what I mean? Like,
how are we back on the tiger? How are we back on the tiger?
Because we
tiger
thought
almost got
you
you.
had one.
Nah, that was the fucking goddamn wolf over here, damn bastard. Go ahead.
Lions and tigers and bears. Sorry.
Oh my. Yeah, that little how they tied in our little thug. I don't want to fuck it up, but
well, I just want to know why are they doing this to white people where they don't have washcloths?
You're killing them, and the chicken, and the black face.
Well, the chicken I get, but the washcloth.
You don't know the washcloth thing either? Yeah, we knew about that too.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I was at somewhere on the trip, and my boy was like, I was like, they got no washcloth. He's like, we ain't white, man. You better go buy some.
I can't.
Oh my god, that shit is real.
I want to know what happened to that lady.
I know you do.
I want to know what happened to that lady from child support. I need to know. I mean, not child support.
You saw her. You saw what happened.
She's dead.
Yeah, you saw her stuff in the back. She's dead.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Right, but then that's not a good plan. Don't you think they're gonna come?
That's why they ran.
Yeah,
right, but still, like not so hard. Well, whatever.
They knew what they were gonna do. They're driving off the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that was always their plan. Crazy ass white people, fam. Crazy ass white people. But that first episode, it was such a weird episode. But then the fact that like it was supposed to be a dream that that Ern was having, it kind of makes sense when you think because dreams are fucking all over the goddamn place. But it's still just such a weird way to start the show off after such a long
And then
break.
even that first sequence didn't match the rest of it.
Yeah,
that's the same river though.
Oh, okay.
Still,
I think Jordan Peele wrote his dream.
I was thinking that. I was thinking something like that too.
That's
a dream within a dream. Yeah, that was the same river.
Shit's so weird, man. Shit's
That's
so weird.
Again, that was like Florida Man. That was like that first episode of Florida Man with
But
alligator.
See, well, the thing is, though, I think Florida Man was a better episode, though. Like this, yeah, the weirdness is cool. This was just, I don't know.
Well, it was funnier because remember they did have the weird Teddy. Now
that was fucking hilarious,
right? But then
that still had our main characters in it, though.
And also they had the barbershop episode, which was it played into it because he really needed a haircut, but that was still like a standoff episode too that we can relate to.
Yeah,
I feel like I need to go rewatch everything in one sitting now because
I don't this first episode basically said, look, you think we have problems and internally their shit is much worse. Like, and we're making ourselves look bad because of how we handle our kids. No, we know what we're doing. The shit that we allow them to do once everybody wants to step in and try to save us, look what happens. Like the woman, the teacher, I'm gonna get you out of there. How do you know what's good for me? You know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna make that choice to say, oh, I got smacked in school, and now you're gonna call social services on me? And like black people say, you go. You want to go with the cops? Go. And bye. Take them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some real shit. And look what happens when you do. And of course, everybody said that. How did they get custody of these kids when they couldn't even identify their address and they've been there for like 6 months and shit? And social services dropping kids off like crazy.
That's the point, people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But that's what happens. That's what he's saying. That happens. They don't do background checks on them like that.
Especially when they white.
Yeah, no, only when they white. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, white people want to adopt a black kid. You ain't even got to sign no
Oh, you're a
paper. We'll
savior.
just drop them out. Yeah,
You're a savior.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You want them? You want one of them? Here you go. No background check.
That exchange in the back of the van where he was like, they gonna kill us. He was like, I know, nigga.
Oh man. All right, what about the second episode though? We got to see what happened where Tupac went. That was fucking
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy, fam.
That was crazy.
When that shit
I didn't want to
dropped,
ruin
bro,
it. I didn't want to ruin it because he didn't see
Oh
it
yeah,
yet.
Mary hasn't seen it. Never mind. Okay, we'll stop. We don't want to because that is the episode where you really don't want anything ruined.
Yeah.
If you don't already know Mary, we're just gonna cut that short and not talk about it.
I had a question though.
You have to text the group as soon as you finish the second episode.
All right.
moment the
So
credits
maybe
come
that's
up-
what I'll watch while we hang up.
All right, cool. All right, well, I just wanted to end the episode today on this. So, Big Crit had a long interview and conversation in which he talked about artists needing to unionize. I know we've kind of touched on this topic, and Marquis is one who's talked about very much so. Like, rappers need insurance, so they should have a union. So, I wanted to talk about it here again. It's been a couple years since, like a year since the last time we really talked about this. What do you guys think? A, is a union actually, would it work for artists? And B, what would it take for artists to unionize? Would it have to take like somebody of the name of like Jay-Z to start it or something like that for it to be a real thing? Who wants to take this topic away first before we end the show?
I want Baylor to take this one because he started this one with Master P last time.
That is true.
I say yes. Jay, Puff, P, all of them cats up there because they're influence, and I think Jay-Z is probably the biggest influence. But it just goes to show that I guess them cats don't really care like that. They got theirs and they out the way, sadly, but that's just the way it is. I think the families of the families of DMX and Big Pun and Big L, like, they deserve to be taken care of for his work that he contributed to hip hop. Hip hop damn near drives the country. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the NBA. And I hate to say it I don't hate to say it, but if all the black players stop playing, there's no more entertainment. You know what I mean? So if these rappers stop rapping, stop putting out albums and projects, shit, it's not gonna be looking good. You know what I mean? And they contribute to hip hop, which is our lifestyle. It's not just music for us. It's a way of living. Mm-hmm. And when these cats get old and stuff like that, if you're not going to have a Jay-Z every 5, 10, maybe even 15 years. You're not going to have a Drake. We have yet to see another Big. We're not going to get another Pac. Nas is one of one. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I don't think these cats care, though.
And I think it's important to point out that every other form of artistry basically has a union or a guild except musicians. Actors have it, producers have it, directors have guilds, everyone except artists. But go ahead, Marquis.
I was gonna ask you something, Baylor. Do you think they can't okay, who's the biggest boxer right now? Who's the box office draw in boxing
right now?
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Mayweather?
Yeah, that's actually officially boxing right now.
Canelo.
And I say Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's
crazy that you can say that, and that's an honest answer.
That's the best answer. But to me, that's like saying street. That's like saying N1 versus the NBA.
Here's where I'm going with this. It looks like they're mass producing it based off the audience views because he had a shitload of YouTube subscribers, and this is where he is. I think they can do the same thing for hip hop, which they're trying to take away from us now. You can make anybody famous with a song. So if we decided to step away from it, they'll mass produce it for them.
I don't think it'll hit though.
For who? For us?
For us.
We're not the biggest buyers of it anymore.
Yeah, but
we're not the biggest consumers of hip hop.
But we're the originators. We're the creators. It don't just
happen in rock music.
But it doesn't just start or stop. It doesn't start and stop with the actual artist. It's us as well.
Look at rock music. That was ours. It's theirs now.
But okay, they'll never take over hip hop like that. Not like that. We just don't have that many artists to dive deep into rock.
I see where Marquis coming from. I honestly see where he's coming from. I'm almost willing never to say never, especially when it comes to them working their way into any other culture. Man, if that happened, that would just be crazy.
And I think it's the way of the conversation that's going where if they can take away our power, like, oh yeah, we don't need to have you anymore because now we got this. And to answer Samir 60, Canelo and Tyson Fury, I don't know how many people actually downloaded Deezer, I think his app is, and Tyson Fury. I don't know how many people watched his last fight without this dude. Again, the biggest draw is Logan Paul. I don't know anyone who has
is it Danza?
A following. Danza, right? Yeah. I don't
know
anyone who has that.
But watch this. After Eminem, who you got?
What do you mean as far as white rappers?
Yeah.
I mean, you have Machine Gun Kelly crossing over, and people still listen to that shit. Like,
okay. So after Eminem, who do you have? Ain't nobody listens to no fucking Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay, here's
Action Bronson.
Y'all niggas is reaching like a motherfucker.
No.
Listen,
what I'm saying. What we're saying is, if it ain't for your boy Ye, Nas is 1-on-1 of, you know that, and everybody you named is pretty much 1-on-1, Drake or whatever like that. And honestly, how many people actually like Drake's last album? Anybody looking for it? Drake out again?
But at this point he's a mega star, so even if he put out a couple of albums that flop, he gonna have a couple of singles that bang.
What we're saying is now that hip hop is so mass produced, they can build any artist and make sure that all the viewership is followed. Like, they know how the algorithm works. We know how to make celebrities off of TikTok now. It doesn't even matter. You can have one-hit wonders who make, a bunch of white people making them one-hit wonders that are just catchy as shit. All you need is 2 minutes.
Yeah,
that's what your hip hop is.
But outside, are you saying that they could pick some cats that's not with the movement with the same skin color? That could possibly happen. But I doubt the majority of the roster being white will ever take over. Y'all just struggle with some names, and I fuck with Action Bronson, but come on, bro. Ain't nobody rushing to go see him.
All I'm saying is no one's rushing to see anybody anymore. That's one. Two, it's about how many songs you're going to listen to while they're streaming in your background. Who's making money from it? That's it. We respect it as a culture, but
I agree that you could put money behind anybody. You could put a machine behind anybody and have niggas come up with a couple of singles to push behind them and things like that. Shit not gonna go far.
I think me and you are the disconnect is you're talking about the appreciation and the love of the culture and exactly the heart of it. What I'm saying is they can take the heart and just mass produce it. It won't be shit anymore. They can shut us the fuck out. We don't need to be on. They can make sure our black people don't hit the radio again. And if you want to hit hip hop, I mean, hip hop is across overseas, bigger over there than it is here. You can mass produce that anywhere.
But we're not listening to the radio. We're not listening to the radio anymore, Marquis.
But we're communicating, listening to the music between us and months, and we're leading the charge. But what I'm saying, if they wanted to take it over, mass produce it, and just shut us the fuck down, they're doing it already.
No, would they go spend your $200 and go listen to Donda too?
No one did that.
No, but I'm saying if it gets to that point,
we wouldn't do that. We're not.
If
Who's gonna
they
pay
say
$200 to
if
listen to
they
that? We didn't
said
even do that.
if they said we're not putting the machine behind any black artists anymore, we're going to do that.
We're gonna basically no.
They're
Hopefully
going
we'll
to
create our
force
own shit.
they're going to force us to support our black artists in a different way.
But then we have to own our own technology too, right?
So at
Because we're
that
using
point,
their technology.
you talking about they just gonna shut down the whole world. Then the world
No,
can't operate without us.
I get where you're both coming at with that. I get it. I get where you're both coming from, but like I said, I'm not putting it past any if they put enough money behind it. They may not have us, but they can still be successful without necessarily, because some of us still are going to be dumb and listen to it anyway. Now, all of us, we don't move as a unit, but they can still get enough without us to still make it successful. It's just it may not be successful within our culture.
unless you have your Shonda Rhimes, where now you have power, you can make things like that happen. Where you can't. They're not shutting her out. They're not shutting her down.
Yeah.
She's making them too much money and herself and our people money and giving us power. People like that have to be in place. And back to the hip hop union, Diddy and the rest of them aren't doing that.
Shout out to Bridgerton.
I'm about to go over to Tyler Perry and get me a wig.
Yo, real quick, I watched like 15 minutes of the new Tyler Perry. He said, "Motherfucker." I've never heard any Tyler Perry movie. Or whatever,
the last two, he's been
cursing like a motherfucker, right?
I mean, I
can't watch him,
bunch, but
didn't he curse in Alex Cross?
Yeah, he did curse in Alex Cross. But that wasn't his movie, but just.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question? A serious question, though. Serious question. Do y'all think Chief Keef is a legend?
In Chicago.
Okay, in Chicago.
And also for Gen Zers.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to know. Love Sosa.
Jack Harlow. Smear 60.
Saying
What
it's
you
white
talking
rappers.
about? Jack
I
Harlow.
think he's
white
behind. I
rappers.
think he's talking about the
Yeah,
white
I got
rapper
it.
conversation. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but that's it. That's been the episode of the Breaks Radio. Go ahead and give them your social media. Let's get up out of here, fellas and ladies. Sorry.
About to say.
Yeah.
Now I'm here.
Go ahead, first lady.
Now I gotta go first. I gotta do all the work around here. I am at Miss Mary Monte on all social platforms, and you should follow Young Urban Moms, and you should follow Rock the Bells. That's it.
All right, there you go, Marquis.
Emperor Marquis.
Low energy today. Baylor, give him your social media, fam.
At Baylorism on Twitter and TikTok. If you need me at any of your funerals, hit me up at slappinigga.com. I charge $30 a minute. If you watch my videos, they not that
long
Jesus.
slap.
Moving right along, you can follow us collectively at The Breaks Radio. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns at breaksradio@gmail.com. If you want to leave us a voicemail, you can do so at 614-547-2039. We are the number one podcast. Huh?
Where can they follow you?
They don't need to follow me. We are the number one podcast for the culture. And this week we out, y'all. Peace, y'all.
And what if Will Smith would have missed, though?